All right, Ladyada, we're back. What is this?
Hey, buddy, and welcome back to Show and Tell, hosted by the OG hosts, me, Ladyada, with me, Mr. Ladyada. Yeah, we're here.
We're Show and Tell every single week, Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a bunch of Adafruit folks that are going to be showing some of their works in progress, some folks from the community. I'm not gonna have time to show this week, but my this just came in the mail. This is my oscilloscope music and spheres. This is so cool. And it runs on a floppy disk.
Okay.
So cool. So look it up. I'll post more info. But if you're into electronics and music, oscilloscopes,
you're in the right place.
Yeah, you're in the right place.
Let's see what's going on with the folks in the Adafruit community.
First, Trev, you've been tasked to make a platformer game. You're doing a game all about Ladyada finding electronics.
That's right.
That's what I do all day.
But
that's right.
It's not available yet. We're showing it, work in progress.
That's right.
How's it going?
It's going really well. We did a bunch of new different updates. We have a new demo out. I'd like to show you guys if that's okay.
And you're playing? Yes. Is this you playing live?
This is me playing right now live.
Okay.
Yeah, there's normally sound, but we're doing show and tell, so we didn't.
That's right. That's right. Just like as Phil mentioned, you'll be navigating the Adafruit factory. You're going to be collecting. Well, you're going to be navigating through levels and collecting electronic parts and solving puzzles and traversing this place.
That's right.
Which is going to be pretty awesome. So yeah, we got like most of the functionality down. We have like the wall climb, which is.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I know. We also have like
kind of braid-esque a little bit.
Right? Yeah.
And don't worry, folks. We're gonna have real world things like waiting in line at the post office to drop off your packages.
That's right. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
Filling out forms.
Right. So yeah. So this is the progress that we made. We've done this in a pretty short time, so it's pretty awesome. And I can't wait to see how things go.
Yeah. And for the folks that are interested in like some of the history of Adafruit. Because Wikipedia is not going to be where it's at because it's kind of a mess over there. We're going to do things like here's a historic view of like one of the first Adafruit offices that we had, and it was like Lamore's apartment. And then we'll have things throughout the Adafruit history, like one of our first factory locations. The time we went to what was the event where we got our pickup place? Apex. Yeah, where we went to Vegas and we bought a pick and place machine. And then there'll be levels where we defeat the evil patent trolls. We've had to do that a bunch of times. And we haven't been able to talk about those because it's like, the lawyers say like, oh, you get a patent troll come after you, like it's over. Don't talk about it. Nope, we're gonna make a video game about it. So expect us. That's what's coming up soon. So maybe in a couple of weeks you'll come back and show some more progress?
Absolutely.
Okay. And on Ask an Engineer, we're going to play this video with the sound so folks can take a look at it. And then one of the things that we're going to do is have it in some format, some way, something where you can make your own levels. We have to figure out the best way to do that. So we're using Godot as the open source engine. If anyone has a really good example of a game that has user-created levels, this will be way down the road, but we wanted to have something for folks for level creation specifically. There'll be other stuff, but this is one of them. So let us know.
Sweet. It looks great.
Awesome.
Yeah, good work, Trev. All righty. Next up, I think you said we're going to go to Scott, right?
Yeah, Scott, you want to do this demo before?
Yeah, let's get Scott. Hey, Scott, how's it going?
Hello. I'm about to be a parrot. I'm already a parent. A parrot. There's the parrot. So this is DVI output from the fruitcam. And this, if you can see, this is the display ruler that I always use for bringing up new displays. This is running a test, and it turns out my I2C is working now, which it wasn't when I tried before, so I'm not sure what's going on. But that's good news. And this is 720 by 400, which is a widescreen format that apparently some HD TVs support, and including this capture dongle. So I think I can live switch to, let's see, 480. We'll see what Restream does.
Yeah.
But if I hit save,
Yeah, usually it'll put up some color bars and go to the right resolution, but I don't know.
yeah, we'll see.
If it supports it.
I think it's. I tried to do 640 by 480, but it didn't work. Is it telling me I safe moded? No, it had an exception. Okay. So I broke that.
That's part of the joy of bringing up a new piece of hardware.
Yes, it's true. I can look at the output too.
Well, I like this like colors.
Yeah,
Invalid
definitely.
width and height for color depth.
Oh no.
All right, well, my code's broken. I'll go
We
back
saw
to
Parrot.
720.
That's cool.
I'll go back to. Oh, I gotta set my color depth back to 8.
All right.
There we go.
Oh, we're back.
We're back.
Um,
And this
yeah.
is 16-bit?
No, this is 8-bit. So this
Okay.
is because this is the full 720 by 400. We're
Oh,
doing
this isn't
color
pixel
depth
doubled.
8. This is not pixel doubled.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what my TV at home does because I tried 640 by 480 and it like zoomed in, and even when I told it to not zoom in, it was still clipped. So I'm curious
Cool.
to try this.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. All these quote smart TVs do all sorts of stuff when the video inputs come in. That's a good idea. Well, maybe I'll test. I have a lot of weird.
Yeah, it's definitely like something I want to get working with.
Yeah.
The fruitcam is to like ideally have it just work when you plug it in, and I think I'm excited about this mode because I've found a number of things that say they support it by like plugging my laptop in and then seeing what resolutions I can pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I discovered this oddball like 720 by 400.
There's also those weird devices that you plug in to servers and it just sends a HDMI signal. So it's like, oh, something's plugged into me. I wonder what they send over. Probably just like
Yeah. I mean,
1920 by 1280.
well, we have one in the store that's like a 4K, and
Yeah.
it mimics a 4K monitor to kind of kick in the GPU,
Yeah.
which is I think hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, well, this is cool.
Yeah, making progress. Trying to do USB devices right now, but I am in those weeds, as you know. So if folks want to join me in the USB host weeds, deep dive on Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific. I can't imagine I'm going to fix it tomorrow, so we'll probably cover that on Friday.
Chapter 9.
Yeah, I have my USB complete book right on my desk here. It's
Okay.
it's the go-to.
Cool.
Alrighty, thanks so much,
All right,
Scott.
thanks, Scott.
Yeah, thanks for getting me a fruit jam. I'm stoked.
Yes, that's not the name, but we're gonna come up with something.
All right.
There was some folks who sent in some really good fruits and jams. Yuzu, unfortunately, is the game emulator that was in the news with Nintendo. So
Oh, yeah.
that is not one we're gonna choose.
Yeah.
But Yuzu's tasty.
I do like
Okay.
those too.
All right, thanks so much, Scott.
Okay.
Thank you.
Already, Maker Melissa.
Hi.
you going on?
A couple of weeks, well, probably about a week and a half ago, I set up a BBS on a Raspberry Pi, and I have a terminal program. I'm just gonna connect to it here. Oh, that's right. So I've been having fun here. This is Mystic BBS software that's running on there. And I also have like a DOS simulator on here for running door games. And so like I can go here and I set up like Legend of the Red Dragon, for instance. So it's running fine. So just have been having a lot of fun with getting that up and running.
So for this, you SSH in, or how do people connect?
With Telnet, but it can also handle SSH as well.
Yeah, I was thinking like it's very hard to get like a landline you can put a modem on these days. It's like I guess people have them, but it's unusual. But it'd be fun to see if you could actually get a modem working on a Raspberry Pi. Really use a serial converter, and then have people.
I don't even have a landline, but
yeah, I know, right? It's like who even has one?
Yeah, but modern BBS is pretty much connect with Telnet or SSH for the most part from what I've been doing. So
okay, cool.
Just trying to get it up and running on there. I had to use Ubuntu on the Raspberry Pi instead of the Raspberry Pi OS because I couldn't find I had to it was a lot of work compiling the DOS simulator on Raspberry Pi OS.
Yeah.
But it was pre-compiled on Ubuntu.
Oh, nice.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right.
All right. Good tip for
thinking.
folks who want to do something like this.
Yeah.
Get Ubuntu because it's pre-compiled on there.
All right.
Okie
Thank you,
dokie. Thanks so
Melissa.
much, Melissa. And next up, we're going to go to JP, then Liz, and then BJ. JP.
Hey
what you got
guys,
going on?
you'll never believe this, but I'm doing MIDI stuff with synthesizer,
Wow.
right? Shocking. So this is a fun little project that I've been resurrecting. Someone had asked about it. And the thing that's going on here is that we've got these really cool sound computers like our iPhone or a Raspberry Pi, in this case, running Norns, which is a very well-developed sound computer kind of thing. They can be synthesizers, they can be sequencers. Sometimes you really like the synthesizer on one and the sequencer on the other, and you want them to talk to each other. In the old days, MIDI stuff just kind of talked to each other, but nowadays with USB, there's this notion of who's the host and are there clients and who's a class compliant device. These aren't really meant to plug into each other. So the idea here is with a couple of QT Py RP2040s, they're both dealing with a host, but sneakily through this stemma QT cable, they're just doing UART. So they're sending little UART messages to each other. And now I got this cool sequencer here that's called Fugue Machine. And I've got this cool synthesizer over here. So I can play from here, and let me know if you can hear playing. Fugue Machine's awesome because you can pick 4 notes and just play them with different playheads in different orders.
And each one looks like a MIDI device.
Yeah.
So like magically just works.
Is acting like a host, and yet they're able to talk to each other because they're listening over UART to that other side of the MIDI equation.
Okay.
So this is really exciting for people who have all these various kind of modern sound computers that aren't quite so easy to talk to each other as old school MIDI used to be. So
Yeah, because there's like USB to serial cables, but they show up as a USB serial port, and most sequencer software is really looking for a MIDI class device.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the issue. And one neat thing is that with the PIO, we're able to create a couple of TX, RX UART ports on each of these stemma QT cables, and we can swizzle them and use a regular cable. Originally, I was building a custom kind of crossover type of cable, but now I've got pins plugged into each other with the stemma QT, and thanks to being able to set up software serial on pins 22, 23, and then 23, 22, they are happily TXing and RXing away. They're swizzled.
Swizzled.
So,
yeah, it's a common hack that is used on keyboards too, because it's like people who make split keyboards, they want to use a cable that doesn't cross over.
Right.
Because they do straight through, and so that this is a common hack that they've done.
Yeah, I really like it. It makes it very easy. It makes it a solderless project. The only thing I've done here is remove the power cable, which you were saying might not even necessarily have to happen, but for clarity here, that's all I'm using is ground and 2 data lines between the 2 of them, and these 2 little guys can happily talk to each other.
That's right.
So I'm writing that up as a little guide, and hopefully people will find that useful if they're into this kind of weirdness.
Sweet.
JP, I forgot to email you this, but you may have seen it. If not, you have a homework assignment.
Ooh.
There's the MIDI 2 spec.
Oh, no.
Oh, right. Yep.
Okay.
And I looked at it and I'm like, this looks like a bunch of projects that we did to have MIDI work the way we wanted. So there's like a bunch, they're adding a bunch of stuff, but take a look at it. I actually don't know, because I don't think anything's going to happen like, here's all the new MIDI 2.0 hardware that's coming out. I don't think that's going to be.
I think it's going to take a long time. Yeah, I think there's a few things out there that do it, but it's a quagmire from what I get.
Take a look, because I think one of the things that we could do is look at some of the things that folks have wanted to do in MIDI, and then we have these solutions, and maybe you don't have to wait for the MIDI 2 hardware and like
reinventing. Yeah, they keep reinventing stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I like OSC for some stuff, which solves one of MIDI's issues, which is 127 levels of granularity on a knob is actually not that many, and that's what you get when you turn a CC knob on a MIDI 1 thing. So I'm sure MIDI 2 is like, 32-bit resolution on everything and crazy.
We shall see.
data, but-
Yeah, if I get some time, I'd like to take a look at it and then do a full like chat with our team, and then we'll broadcast and be like, here's what they say is coming, here's what we do now, but here's some interesting things to look forward to, and then maybe we could talk about what would it take to do future.
I gotta see what it
overlay
is.
now.
I wonder if it's just Europe, but just faster and with like a CRC.
We shall see.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, JP, what are you doing on Thursday?
Let's see. Tomorrow's show, I'll be doing some of this stuff, and I also might be kicking off a little bit of RGB matrix on Raspberry Pi stuff that's in preparation for an upcoming project that we'll be doing. So,
Okay,
a
cool.
little bit of a tease there. Yeah.
All righty. Thank you so much, JP, and see you tomorrow.
See ya.
Bye.
All righty. Next up. Hey, Liz. I saw this go by on my Instagram.
Oh, cool.
And Instagram's changing, so I saw this in Reels, or it was a feed, or is it something. And
I posted. I don't even know what it was.
yeah, and for whatever reason, it didn't show your name because the way the layout was.
Oh, yeah.
Or the
You're
way
like, ooh, what's this cool project?
and I'm
Oh, man.
like, this looks just like Liz project. This is so cool. And then I look, it's Liz project. So this is neat.
Nice.
It is not a stove that cooks light, but it kind of looked like it when I first saw it.
Yeah. So first, quickly, I before I get to the fun knob thing, I did make a little PCB that accommodates all the LED filaments that are in the shop. I made a little footprint that fits all of them. The lightning bolt's the most narrow, and then the skull is the widest. And then there's just a little resistor on there, and some briquettes, and some mounting holes. So that was just a quick little thing I did.
Yeah, they look like little stoves at the little tops, and I was just like, oh, this is cooking.
Yeah, I started experimenting with just using the built-in shapes in Eagle to do like some quick silkscreen art, because I have another macro keyboard thing. I just had like lines going everywhere. So I'll have that at some point, and then some little text on the back. So yeah, I did that. And then I just wrapped up the round display guide. That's a new learn guide this week. And after I wrapped it up yesterday, I was like, it'd be cool to have like a kind of a bezel over it that you can twist. There's a lot of commercial projects that do that. So I went to Fusion and thought about like, how could I do that? So I did 2 3D printed parts. One of them is this kind of triangle part on the back, and that mounts the screen's mounting points to the potentiometer. And then this bezel acts as a knob. And then I wrote some CircuitPython code that takes this vector IO circle, and when I turn it, it follows, so it looks like you're turning it. And luckily I did some round display projects this year, the clock and the compass, so I had the math that could easily pop in. So I didn't have that learning curve. So this was just a fun little idea. So I was talking to Noah, and I was like, can make it so that you're selecting maybe a sensor to read on there, or maybe it's like a media knob or something. But
why did you do that?
No, all good.
Right.
Yeah, we're not interested. We were trying to make it more you.
No, all good. So yeah, it could have some potential for some projects. So.
Funky. Yeah, I like that it's a potentiometer and not an encoder. I feel like everybody does an encoder. And I kind of like that you're like, no, let's do something different, but then it kind of snaps on. It's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's a cute little kind of.
It looks like
contraption.
It could potentially be an interface for a little game where you're lining up something, and then once it gets to the spot, you're like letting it go, and the thing goes through. There's a lot of neat things when you could start experimenting with a user interface. Very neat.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. And that learn guide is live for the display if folks have those and want to play around.
Yeah.
Very cool.
In the shop.
All right. I look forward to seeing your Instagram reels served up to me in various ways as your projects continue.
Thank you.
Well, they're doing a good job, right? They know what you want in your feed.
Oh yeah.
Stove filaments.
Yeah, I get this and unending stuff to store toddler toys, which is also
that's a lot of Instagram.
Yeah,
I get that too.
Okay, all right, Liz.
A good one.
Bye, Liz.
Okay, next up, vjcat. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. This looks
How
neat.
are you guys?
Good. What did you make? What's going on here?
It's my very first circuit bent project.
Oh.
So I'm very excited about it. And I got this thing for $3 at the thrift store. And I saw it and I thought, oh, I gotta do this. Because I've been wanting to bend stuff. For a long time, for a few years at least. And I finally got around to doing it. And
this is a good one because it's a piano and it's
a lot of buttons.
Lots of buttons, everything, all the stuff that you don't have to put anything in there to make the sounds. It's already kind of,
and it's an elephant.
It has a lot of different buttons for sounds. So it looks like it has everything you need. So how did the project go so far?
It's pretty good. It's pretty cool. It turned out great, I think. Especially considering like there wasn't any previous guides for this particular thing online. So I just had to wing it. I had the assistance of a friend of mine who's very experienced in circuit bending, so that was helpful. And I think it turned out pretty cool. So what I added to it was first is the 1/4-inch jack out for sound. And I've got a pitch bend potentiometer with 3 body contacts, and then just 7 switches for randomness. So it's been pretty entertaining so far. Let me give you a little.
I was going to say the suspense is built up. You have to play something now.
Right. Okay, so let me, I'm going to switch it off and on just to make sure that it's ready to go. And you can hear this, right? I hope. Are you hearing that? Did you?
No.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
So you can't hear that?
No.
Okay, well, what I can do is take it out and we'll just have to do it over,
That's right. Live demo.
Yeah, live demo.
This is how Grimes got her start.
Please don't compare me to Grimes. Okay, let's see. I gotta hit something first, maybe.
Oh.
It's so quiet, I think.
This elephant isn't cooperating.
Oh wait, let me turn up the volume on this thing. So is that better? Can you hear any of that?
Yeah.
Okay. God, I'm so bummed that you can't hear it through the thing, but I don't know. This is my first time doing show and tell this way, so I got to figure out how to do that part of it. But anyway, so it's a lot of fun.
Could you come back next week and I'll have you on first, and then you could test the sound, because you're gonna have to figure out how to get this to go into like a soundboard and all that stuff, anyways. Do you want to do that?
I mean, I had it working. The way I've done a couple of live streams with it on Twitch, and the way that it was working was I would send the audio through OBS and Discord, depending on who was hosting the stream. But I'll have to figure this out. Yeah, I guess
that's all good. We're here every week. Come by next week, and I'll have you on first. And if you're playing around with sound stuff, I'll have you on first, and then throughout the show you can keep trying, and then we can have a concert at the end.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like a good plan. Also, I just want to mention I posted in the event section, in the event channel, about the upcoming worldwide virtual circuit bending festival.
Oh yeah.
And right now they're taking submissions for entry. The on stream event will be taking place on March 29th, I think. Offhand, I don't know why I'm blanking, but the deadline for entries is March 1st.
Okay.
So there's a link to the form, and the form has all the info. So
if you remember, could you email me PT data for it, and I'll get it on our blog and get the word out, and I'll also tell JP to do something.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely will.
Hey.
I thought about contacting JP about this.
Yeah, you've been training for this all your. He's in the lobby or whatever this is called here. So actually,
right.
JP, will you have something?
Let's do it. Yes. That sounds very fun.
Okay. All right. So how about next week, JP and VJ have a concert as the sound gets going, and at the end they can both play music. It'll be a live streaming circuit bed thing, and that could be your entry in for the world.
I'll be out
circuit
next
bending
week, so
day.
the following week I'll try to cook up a circuit bent something.
Sweet.
Alrighty. Okay, this was great. Well, thank you, VJ. Thank you, JP. We'll see you next week for sure. It's definitely a concert. You'll see it on Ticketmaster, so get your tickets in advance. Just kidding. And we'll let me get you out of here. And hopefully we'll see you next week, VJ.
All right, thanks, VJ. Sounds
All
cool.
right. Thank you.
Bye, Elephant.
Bye.
Alrighty, that's our show. It's good to be back. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. As you can tell, we're here every single week, Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Next week, there'll be a live concert. That's how we do these things.
Circuit bending.
Circuit
Bring your
bending.
circuit bent projects next week.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be the halftime show next year at the Super Bowl, so
Yes.
you can get a good view of the future.
Yeah.
Whatever makers are doing on the evenings and weekends is what's happening in the future. So if you want to predict the future, you can see a glimpse of it here at Show and Tell every single week. So we'll see everybody on Ask an Engineer in 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll see you next week here at Show and Tell. Bye, everybody.
Bye.